Thank you very much to the White Cloud cheerleaders for welcoming us back to 13 on Your Sidelines. Now, Zeeland West is coming off their first loss of the year, which was a thriller against Muskegon.
Tonight they had a shot at redemption in more ways than one when they traveled to Mona Shores to take on the Sailors. Last year, Mona Shores beat Zeeland West, forcing a three-way tie for the OK Green Conference title. The Sailors took a 14-0 lead into the break. 4th and short for the Ducks on their first drive of the second half when Chase Thaumann blows up the off-tackle run to stop the drive. Early fourth quarter, Hayden Terpstra goes around right and evading tacklers for a 15-yard gain. After that, though, the drive would stall. On Zeeland West's next drive, Trenton Bullhouse finds Orion Yant, who dives into the end zone for a 10-yard score to make it 14-6 with 3 minutes left. Onside kick time as Lucas Smith gets the big bounce, but Terpstra would secure it for the Sailors. Last 20 seconds, the Sailors try to run out the clock, facing 4th and long. Terpstra keeps it, kicking it outside for a 20-yard gain as Mona Shores wins it 14-6. Staying in the OK Green, where a pair of 5-2 teams squared off with Reitz Puffer traveling to Zeeland East. Both of these teams are hoping to solidify a playoff spot and maybe even host a first-round game. The Chicks are back to punt after their first series, but the snap is a little high. Austin Kerr is able to corral it, but a few Rockets are there, including Maxwell Dibble for the stop. That's a turnover on downs. That sets up this. Antrell Jones is able to push across the goal line on the one. That makes it a 7-0 Reitz Puffer lead. Second quarter now. It's 4th and goal for the Chicks. Austin Kerr rolls out and hits Gabe Amid, who somehow comes down with it. Nice play by the former Scholar Athlete of the Week. That ties it at 7. Reitz Puffer faces 4th down as well, but Jones finds the big 6'8" target, Travis Ambrose, who sets up the Rockets at the 1. That's when Mr. Jones scores TDs. Shout out to the Counting Crows. Antrell Jones is in for another short touchdown run. Rockets retake the lead. It's 14-7. But then with less than 30 seconds in the half, Kerr buys time and then throws it up. And it's Tegan Slank who hauls in the 17-yard score. What a play. However, Reitz Puffer pulls it out 35-21.
A Counting Crows reference. Well done, sir. This season has been remarkable. The turnaround for the undefeated Saugatuck team is great. They took on 6-1 Lawton tonight.
Matt Guard was on the Lakeshore to see if the Trailblazers could stay perfect.
Guys, last year Saugatuck won 2 games. 2! They had a really tough time staying healthy, but tonight they're looking for a possible conference title if they can beat Lawton. First quarter, Aiden O'Brien going to take it on play action. Screen pass to Caleb Mallory, 26 yards here. No score through 1 in those rainy conditions we've been talking about. Same drive. Ball on the Saugatuck 13. Mallory takes the handoff, finds his way into the end zone. It's 7-zip Blue Devils. Ensuing Saugatuck drive, it's going to be the punter, Cass Stanberry, making his mom proud with a good-looking punt. It's mishandled by the Blue Devils, and Bradley Moore falls on it. Trailblazer ball, but they couldn't make anything happen with that. Later on, Lawton with the ball. O'Brien fakes the handoff, gets a good gain here. Lawton goes on to win this one, 21-zip, and they are in the driver's seat in the conference race. Holland Christian hosted Coopersville tonight, and the 3-4 Maroons still have a shot at the playoffs, especially after that big upset win on the road last week at Spring Lake. The Broncos also looking to make the postseason. They had a 13-zip lead at half, first drive of the third. Maroons mishandled the handoff. Evan Arnold makes the play, falls on the fumble. Broncos in business. Ensuing drive, Coopersville hands off to Isaac Lemieux. You know this guy. He's going to get some yards after contact. Broncos are in the red zone, and from there, Bo Harris takes it himself. 5 yards out for the score. That makes it 20-0 Broncos. The Camo Crazies from Coopersville are enthused. Still in the third, Coopersville with the ball again. Isaac Lemieux going to take to the outside, untouched. 27-zip after that 28-yard tutty. Moving to the fourth, Bo Harris, he's going to take a QB keeper on this one. He's going to get some big time yardage, and he's going to get into the end zone. The Maroons would get on the board before the end of the game, but the Broncos win this one 34-22. Guys?
13 on Your Sidelines MVP of the Week, Sponsored by Rant Insurance.
Thanks, Matt. Bobby Lemieux looks like a Division I guy, for
Yep.
real. Well, West Michigan is full of stars, and tonight we've got one of the very best in the studio with us.
But before we introduce you to our 13 on your sidelines MVP of the week, let's remind you of the nominees.
Week 7 of the high school football season will be remembered for two things: the crazy downpour and some stellar performances. Here are the candidates for MVP of the week. Candidate number 1 took it to the house almost every time he touched the rock on Friday night. In our 13 on your sidelines game of the week, Grand Rapids Catholic Central running back Kellen Russell Dixon ran for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns on just 17 carries. The senior's stellar performance on the ground helped the Cougars defeat Forest Hills Eastern 49-14. Our next MVP candidate has a perfect football name, and he led his team to the perfect finish on Friday night. Granville quarterback Cash Ruff ran in for 2 touchdowns, but his last one was the most important. With 2 seconds left, the senior Bulldog ran in for a 3-yard score to clinch the win. Ruff's late-game heroics led Granville to the 38-34 victory over Caledonia. Candidate number 3 is known for throwing the ball, but in the monsoon, he was able to use his arm and legs. Holland Christian quarterback Eli Boyce ran in 4 touchdowns against Spring Lake. The senior finished with 133 rushing yards on 32 carries, and he also completed 16 of 22 passes for 120 yards as the Maroons upset the Lakers 27-13. Our 4th and final MVP candidate got it done in every way possible. Forest Hill Central two-way star J.T. Hartman got it done on both sides of the ball. On offense, the senior ran for 137 yards with 2 touchdowns on 16 carries. The running back also threw a 36-yard touchdown pass as well, and then on defense, he tallied 10 tackles in FHC's 45-0 shutout win over Northview.
So continues a pattern of dominance in our MVP voting. There were 22,000 votes cast this week.
That's a lot.
Nearly 90% of them went to J.T. Hartman from Forest Hill Central, and I fibbed a little bit. He's not here because
It was a long and a hard night, but well-deserved effort for him. Last week against against Northview, and of course this week against Lowell, he was also equally as outstanding. Getting it done in all phases, like we've been talking about all night. Defense, offense, special teams. The guy he's a menace out there, and we talked about these rainy conditions. There's a few guys on these Friday Night Lights who I'd want to give the ball in these rainy conditions. J.T. Hartman's one of them.
16 carries, over 130 yards, 2 touchdowns on offense, 10 tackles, making his presence felt on defense. As you mentioned, a two-way player. That's what high school football is all about, giving maximum effort any way you can. J.T. Hartman embodies that. Congratulations on a well-deserved MVP award and a big win, of course, for that Rangers football team. Well, after the break, we have several teams on the playoff bubble fighting to stay in contention.
Find out if it would be Northview or Forest Hills Northern coming out on top in an OK White battle.
And in the OK Blue, 2 Ottawa County rivals face off when Unity Christian hosts Allendale.